Welcome to the upper division. I can't promise it's all gonna be blue skies, cause you're most likely gonna face some late nights. However, you get the chance to watch yourself transform, and not just your shoes. In roughly 2 years, you'll move from being a business student to being a business professional. That's something to be proud of. Though sometimes, it feels like the whole world is in front of you, but you don't know what to do with it. So we have juniors, seniors, and even distinguished alumni who will be giving you advice on this video. They have some suggestions about what you should do as you finish out your schooling, as well as some important insight into the subtleties of the business world. We'll check out their school suggestions first.
You know, you just don't know what to expect. You're in, but it's like, what now?
Yeah.
And you hear all the stories, you know, first semester cohort, it's like crazy. Everyone tries to prepare you.
Yeah.
But I've always enjoyed just seeing it for myself.
Just all of the people that I've classes with, all the people that I've done projects with, I just feel like we've all become a lot closer than we have in one semester than we have over the past 2 years.
You know, I realized back when I was in the cohort, you know, people had jobs, people had to go to extracurricular activities and so forth, so getting things done was probably the hardest, you know, portion of it, especially in our team activities, but by far that was one of the biggest helpers that I had getting into the professional world.
And then, you know, you just have to be able to adjust to it and handle it. I mean, what can you do? It's not you're going to quit, you know? I mean, you just have to take it in stride.
Yeah.
And especially with that first semester cohort, one step at a time.
I would also say take the classes seriously, because a lot of this stuff is going to come up in business. And when someone throws out a term out there and you hold up to me and say, what the heck are they talking about? It kind of makes you look foolish.
The thing that you kind of find out when you get out to the real world is it all ends up coming back and it all ends up pertaining to something. You can benefit from every single one of your classes.
You know, marketing, you might think that financials aren't important, but now I'm finding in the field that it's incredibly important, especially in a marketing or sales situation. You're the face of the company, and you can get the company in a lot of trouble if you're not aware of some of the rules and regulations around accounting. So now accounting classes were real snooze for me, but now I'm realizing that a lot of the stuff I learned in there is really key.
To get into accounting, it's not all numbers. You really have to deal with clients on a daily basis, and so it's very, very important to have those communication skills.
Actually, it was a business communication course that I took. Probably the best thing that Eller did for me was teach me how to communicate, and it was through that class.
One of the biggest factors in my transition from being a business student to going into the professional world was my administrators and professors.
You know, someone sends you an RFP, request for proposal, and you're kind of not understanding what it's doing. I mean, there's so much business experience in McClellan Hall, and the professors here have never been unwilling to help a student.
Becoming friends with some of the professors and administrators and just relying on them as a resource. They have that knowledge, they have those experiences, they know those connecting points with employers.
Biggest advice would probably be to get involved, join clubs, get an internship, get to know your faculty. They have a lot of connections. They might be able to hook you up with somebody to go to lunch with or go to dinner with or do a mock interview with. Clubs do that for you all the time.
You know, I really stress taking full advantage of everything at your fingertips and really getting out there and networking and meeting different people. You never know, those people, you know, might show up down the road, you know, obviously as good friends, but obviously show up as, you know, business connections as well.
So I was in many different clubs. I took a leadership role, and that's probably the thing I would recommend the most, getting involved in leadership activities. So whether it be a club, whether it be an internship, doesn't matter, just get involved in leadership.
I mean, you want to have good grades, obviously, and but what's really going to get you through in the business world is who you know through your internships and the experience you have. Because if you don't go out in the field and figure out that you like it or you don't like it, like, you don't want to wait till graduation to do that.
Working a regular summer job is nice in college, but you really don't see the value of an internship until you get close to either graduating or out of school. You look back, of course, hindsight's 20/20. You wish you had done an internship, but it gives you a good opportunity to get a realistic view of what the professional world is like.
I think the internship gives you confidence in the sense that you feel you're one step ahead of the next applicant.
It wasn't just like one project, but I think it was definitely the course of my internship, that it all kind of fell into place where I was kind of getting like, oh yeah, I read about this in a book, or oh yeah, I read about this customer trend somewhere, and I learned about this in class, and it all just kind of started coming together.
It's putting the pieces in place for, you know, your classes, your social networking, your friends, your, you know, internship. And with all that, I mean, you're going to have the confidence that you're going to get the job you want, you're going to get the career that you want.
My number one piece of advice I would say would definitely be to take advantage of everything at your fingertips at Eller. You definitely don't want to get through your 2 years in your professional, you know, admissions process and get to the very end and, you know, kind of wonder to yourself, you know, was I really just here for a major? I mean, did I really just show up to class and not really, you know, kind of take everything in? I mean,
As you can see, networking, getting involved, and getting an internship are all really important. Now, let's hear some insights about the business world.
The structure is very different coming from college, where you have a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more of your own, you can decide on your own what you want to do versus being in a structured environment where someone else is basically telling you how you're going to spend your day.
I just realized it's really important to kind of sacrifice some things to work in a place where you're going to enjoy going in every day and you really like what you're doing. So changing my whole mind. Now I love marketing and not so much the accounting.
To be out of college and to have your own job and to have your own paycheck and that kind of thing, you kind of forget about like, okay, you know, I need to really keep working here and not just do my job, but kind of go above and beyond, that kind of thing.
So like everyone you meet, you never know what can come from it. Because I try and keep in contact with all the people. I've had some other internships too before, but you just try and keep in contact, like even an email like once every couple months to give an update or check how they're doing is important, because everyone you meet can turn around and like you can use them or maybe be interviewing with them in the future, you know?
The other thing I highly recommend is that students nowadays are being told that they can go out there and get many different jobs with many different corporations, and they can, and I highly recommend shopping around. But make sure that once you shop around and you get on board with the company, you stay with them longer than 2 years, because that's really when you see that growth opportunity and you can promote within.
And as long as you just make a good impression and, you know, fit in with the culture is important too. Because the MBA definitely has a fast-paced, kind of a young culture. Yeah. And so, like, if you can just fit in with that, kind of go with the flow there, it really helps out in a business. Every business has its own culture, so you just need to figure it out and figure out how to adapt to it.
Yeah, I wish I had a 100% realistic view of what it was like to move into a position at an entry level. I think a lot of college students think that they can jump straight to management initially without going through some of the ground floor positions, learning and understanding your service or product, whatever you're affiliated with.
I had to go through probably 3 or 4 phone interviews and then a video conference interview. So the most experience I hadn't had before. And you just really learn how to present yourself, and really in business especially, it's important how people perceive you the first time and just how you get along with people and who you know. So that's one of the most important things I learned, is that you have to learn how to kind of connect with people, especially when you have, you know, half an hour to interview with them.
That's the one thing that I'm finding out will really set you apart from everybody else is how well you can officially manage your time.
It's not something that you're going to hear from professors saying like, okay, go make sure you do your job and make sure you volunteer for other stuff and help out other people. But that's really, I think, the one thing I would say. Just once you get out there, just really work hard.
So, welcome to the upper division. You've got a lot ahead of you. It seems pretty daunting, huh? Don't worry, you may have some cloudy days, but things will clear up. Just keep moving, and take advantage of your time here. Meet people. Follow your dreams. Now's the time. You're here because you've worked hard and you've been chosen over the rest. Remember that. You're gonna do great.